Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here. It's 4:43 p.m. on March 6, 2024 in downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It is 4 degrees outside on a partly cloudy afternoon in the city. In this video, I walk for 1.6 kilometers, starting by the Transit bus stop at West Pender and Howe, then stroll northeast on Howe, west on Canada Place, southwest on Burrard, ending my trek in the West End by the Transit bus stop at Burrard and Smythe. To support the channel, click the heart icon to send me a super thanks. For updates, follow me on TikTok and Instagram at JForestwood. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, share it, and subscribe. Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here, over at the intersection of West Hastings and Howe, or Howe and West Hastings, depending on how you want to say it. Just waiting for the light to change. And there's the number 5, that's the R5, or the R5 rapid bus, coming all the way from Simon Fraser University. Across the street here. Now it'll be the Simon Fraser University campus located over in Burnaby. It shoots down Hastings Street, and when it gets to the East Vancouver, it turns into East Hastings. Goes directly through the downtown east side, makes one stop on the downtown east side at Main Street. And then continues all the way down to Burrard Station here in the downtown core. Technically, though, on the west end side of Burrard Street. But everybody still most often calls that part of the downtown core. Well, across the street here. In front of us we have a Waterfront Center. There's a nice little food court in there. It's very busy during conventions. Looks like the backpackers are back in town. As the weather is starting to get nicer again. I'll keep walking here. I'm walking on this side because they're doing construction on that side. They're starting to tear up the sidewalk. Which is fine. They need to get that done before summertime comes, or it'll just be way too busy and too much of a hazard, especially when you're right by Canada Place there, where the cruise ships dock. Let's cross the street here. Pedestrians have a right of way on this street, so they do have to stop. This is a Canada Place. We're walking past. It's also the name of the street over here too. Looks like they took the Vancouver sign away. They wanted to keep the Vancouver sign. Some people did, but it's more of a winter attraction, and we're moving away from that now. It's here to brighten up the city. There's Vancouver Harbor for you, I just showed you. Let's keep going. These mountains look like they're getting some more snow on the tops. This would be great for our skiers and our ski resorts, which need a nice layer of snow. If they can pick up a little bit more snow just at the tops of the mountains for another week or so, that would be really helpful for them because they were struggling earlier in the year. Okay. I'll walk on over here.
That's the big thing. Tried to talk about.
We're gonna head on over to Burrard Street. This would be Burrard and Canada Place. And we can cross now.
As you can see the atrium in the back. Try not to fucking step on your...
And we'll walk along Burrard here for a little bit. It's a sunny day. Sometimes it's a little harder to walk along this strip at this time of day because, of course, the sun here in Vancouver is very, very bright. This will be the intersection of West Cordova and Burrard. And over here, there's a few restaurants in here and a bar. I think it's the Brass Taps, it's a bar in here. And a Tractor, which is a soup and sandwich place. And this one also has breakfast and coffee. So if you're walking past this building, just remember there's a lot of nice little restaurants inside here that you can still pop in and check out. Including also a JJ being a very popular coffee shop here in the downtown core. Oh, it's called the Brass Fish. So I was close. Here's the entrance to the Brass Fish. That's your whiskey bar in town. Oh, looks like the lights changed, so we'll cross. Crossing West Hastings Street. And we'll continue on Burrard.
Yeah, I remember when I last saw it. Must have been 8 years ago.
And we'll keep walking here on Burrard Street. Here is Burrard and West Pender. And it's our turn, so we'll cross. here is the Joey Bento. This is the Joey's Only that's here in Burrard Station. Over by Burrard Station is connected. You can get from the Bento Center over to Burrard Station here. So that's right here. Well, it's the old WeWork building. Not sure if WeWork's here anymore, but tower's still here. We'll keep walking here. There's another Joey's Only over near Burrard and Smythe Street. Yeah, of course you can see Joey's Onlys in other areas too, like Joey's Eaton over in the Eaton Center in Toronto. And you'll see them all across big cities here in Canada. Not sure about the States. So if you know that, feel free to throw that advice into the comments. It's the intersection of Dunsmuir and Burrard. There goes the R5 bus. And that's going to be heading down Hastings Street and all the way over to Simon Fraser University in Burnaby, where East Hastings Street turns into Hastings. Just Hastings. Not West Hastings, not East Hastings, just Hastings. So we got a few skiers getting ready to head on back home after a day of skiing. And we'll cross the street here. Pedestrians do have a right of way, so 080 SRN. Whoa, that's some bad driving. Yeah, you know that person? You can tell them, oh, that was some bad driving we saw there.
Yeah.
Now keep walking along Burrard Street. This would be Burrard and West Georgia. This would be part of the financial core. People getting off from the office right around 4:30 right now. There'll be another wave around 5 and another wave around 6 and a final wave around 7. And then things start to get a little more quiet. That's starting tomorrow, because it's a Wednesday today, starting tomorrow and Thursday, Friday and Saturday. So there's a little more of a crowd on Sunday, but not as big. That's when you get people coming down to the downtown core to party at a lot of the different bars and restaurants. And it picks up again in the evening time. This would be Alberni and Burrard Street. Waiting for the light to change here. Here we go. Now it's our turn. There's two people wearing Métis Nations jackets there. No big surprise. Métis have their territory over all the way from Ontario into Manitoba and parts of Alberta. It would make sense for them to either travel here or live here. That's a natural extension of where people live. Hey, I'm from Toronto and I live in Vancouver and work in Vancouver, so people move around. And people from all backgrounds. Métis is one of our indigenous groups, or core indigenous groups. Now, of course, the First Nations, and then a whole bunch of nations underneath of the First Nations. And then you have the Inuit. They have their own nation. And it's bigger than that. And there's a more formal term to that. I just can't remember it off the top of my head right now. But you can look that up online for accuracy. And then finally there is the Métis. And amongst the Métis there's other sorts of people that fall into the Métis group that aren't formally part of the Métis, but are descendants of similar groups to the Métis. Of course, it'd be some people who are classified as Irish breed or English breed and considered part of the independent fur traders all the way back in Ontario at that point in time. Very similar to the Métis, but the Métis were specifically had French lineage. So, very interesting, very, very interesting. Now, of course, they have, and the First Nations and the Association of First Nations have their own pot of interesting politics. So, Canada has many layers to it. Many, many layers, especially when you start to peel back the onion. The First Nations plays a big role. Over here in Vancouver, we're looking at whether we should keep the Parks Board, which is pretty much a colonial relic, or not. And David Eby said in the city we wanted to get rid of the Parks Board. We've got to consult with the First Nations. So the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh turned around, working the consents and the mayors, and decided to say, yeah, we'll work with them, and yeah, we'll get rid of the Parks Board. It's a colonial relic. We want to have our opportunity to negotiate with the city and be part of the city's transformation. I thought that was very cool. So I'm going to sit down here and wait for the number 2. So anyways, folks, thanks for coming along today. And just remember to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Just going to catch the number 2 all the way back to UBC. So, well, then I got to get on the 99. I can tell you more afterwards. Anyways, have a good day.